Hey, how's it going? Vladimir Donis here. So today I'm coming to you live, and the thing that I want to talk about is I just haven't made the decision. If you happen to be catching this video live, do me a favor and hit pound live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you happen to be catching this via the replay, do me a favor, hit pound replay and let me know where you are tuning in from. I just haven't made the decision. So I was listening to a piece of content not too long ago, and essentially one of the things that this person was talking about is the fact that one of the things, there's many things that keep us away from being successful. One of the things that keep us away from being successful is just some of us just haven't made the decision. And essentially what he was talking about is that some people just haven't made the decision to become an entrepreneur and or to work on their business. And the thing that I started to think about is I started to think about my own journey. And when I started to think about this, I started to think about my journey as it relates to becoming a college student. So my journey in becoming a college student, I started college very early on. And in starting college very early on, for whatever reason, I didn't finish college, right? So, I worked my way up to maybe I earned maybe say 70 college credits per se. And then after earning those 70 college credits, I decided to just go out in the world and work, and I just continued to work. And ironically, I was working in higher education. So here I am, going to college, trying to quote unquote obtain a college degree, didn't get the college degree, and my career path started off with working in financial aid. I started off by working as an individual that was collecting documents for that department, and eventually worked my way up to the executive level for that, for that department. And I did that without a degree, and I just hadn't decided. So here's what here's what I mean. There was a lot of people in my exact same situation, because the story that I was telling myself early on was that, well, I don't have time to go to school because I'm working. So, I kept telling myself that story over and over again. But here is the funny thing, though. The funny thing is, because I was working in higher education, I don't know, I probably met hundreds of people who were working a lot more hours than I was working. And these individuals were starting on the path and they were finishing. I saw that for a very long time, over and over and over and over again. So then at the end of the day, right, the truth is, it's just, I just hadn't decided to carve out the time to be able to go to school. It just wasn't a priority. It was just a decision that I had made. It wasn't that, oh my gosh, I can't do it because I'm going to school I'm working full time. I just hadn't decided. And, again, because I saw people do it over and over again, I was like, okay, you know what? I can go ahead and decide to do that. And eventually, right, I made the decision to say, even though I was working full time, I'm going to carve out some time. Every week I was, and I'm going to go to school. And I decided to go to school and finish my degree. But what does this have to do with entrepreneurship? The correlation that I want to make with this as it relates to entrepreneurship, I think the same thing is true as it relates to entrepreneurship. Some of us have full-time jobs. Some of us have other responsibilities. And those other responsibilities, can indeed keep you from pursuing your goal from an entrepreneurship standpoint. That is if you decide, because you can, it is definitely in your power to decide to do otherwise. As I am in this industry working with other entrepreneurs, I am starting to see multiple different stories of individuals who have just basically, they have decided that even though I'm working a full-time job, even though I have other responsibilities, I'm going to simply decide to work on my business 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. And when they do that, that kind of just adds up, because essentially business, it's about activities. It's about routine, right? So at the end of the day, if you follow a certain path and you follow a certain routine and you do those routines over and over again, it's kind of hard to not be successful, to be honest with you. So, you just have to decide. Sometimes I publish these pieces of content as a reminder for myself. To be honest with you, because sometimes we gain inspiration from other individuals, and sometimes I gain inspiration from my recording. So sometimes I go back and I look at and or listen to my recording, and I say, you know what, hey, this is something that I spoke about. I was speaking about it more so for myself, as a reminder for myself, and I can go back and kind of just re-listen to it, and I can use that as a way to kind of just keep me going on the path. I'm like everyone else, right? I go, I'm on a path. I have momentum. I'm moving, and then there's a distraction. I have momentum. I'm moving, and then there's a distraction. So when I publish these pieces of content, I'm doing them for myself more so than anyone else, and I would hope that other people would get value from it, as well. So at the end of the day, the thing that I want to encourage you to do is I want to encourage you to just, decide, especially, right, if you're a coach, consultant, course creator, there's other people that's doing it. So then the question that you have to ask yourself is, what's the difference between those individuals and you? Right? So as it relates to higher education, as it relates to obtaining a college degree, for quite some time, I just didn't think it was possible for me. But in seeing the proof in so many different people, right, graduating every single year, I'm attending graduation seminars. I'm helping people, obtain their degree. I'm helping people get their financial aid. Eventually, I was like, you know what, it's me. So then eventually, I had to, decide. The thing that I like about, this entrepreneurship industry, as well, is that we get to gain inspiration from other individuals. You get to see what is possible from other individuals, and one of the things that those individuals have simply decided to do is they just have decided to, they just made a decision that, hey, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to carve out this number of hours every single week to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to do those activities over a period of time, because I know if I do those activities over a period of time, then at the end of the day, it's going to yield success. Pound live if you happen to be catching this video live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Pound replay if you're catching the replay. That's it for now. I'll talk to you soon.